So what's up, y'all? Who we got in here? Herman, what's going on, brother? Shift Kicker, what's up? Cindy, hello. Kiko's in the house. Ruby Red, how you doing? Oh, gotta turn that down. There's that fucking slow computer. What's up, Tupac? Jenna H, Richard Metcalf, William E. Wow. Bunch of y'all. Appreciate you stopping by. You guys killing some time at work, probably, I'm sure of it. But I don't have a lot, and I'm not gonna stay on as long probably this time because, if you guys have time and you actually want to do some like racing, you can go. Oh no, I checked that out. Right, Silver Paz 22 had to cancel because he's waiting on something. I think that he needs. What's up, Kiko? I got the bars out. I finally remembered. I grabbed them. So we'll go over some weight in a minute. I'll do a mail call first, but yeah, tonight I'm probably gonna hit up Silver Keys. Maybe jump up there and sell a couple things. All right, we'll get into it. There's enough of y'all in here. I'll try to keep my eye on chat, even though I'm terrible at it. All right, so I only have one thing. I was kind of expecting more stuff, but maybe it's just being slow. I don't really pay attention to tracking unless it's something I noticed I haven't had, gotten. But I got some other stuff coming from other people. But this one should be from Kentucky John, who you all know from Cash Money or SE Stackers auction, which is tonight as well. I know Golden Cash is going to be on as well. Doing some auctions and bins and stuff with Herman and Oregon. And then what else is going on today? Oh, yeah, besides Silver Keys. I think that's about it. All right, so COA. Should we look at that first before we get into the item? Oh. Yeah, I remember this. I haven't been over there in a while hanging out with those guys because lately I've just been doing more auctions because I don't have the best luck at races. I'll win occasionally, but I spent a lot of money on races. So I've kind of been avoiding them, but I had to show my love to those guys. I really enjoy their streams. So I popped in there last week on one or two nights. I can't remember, but I raced a few and I ended up winning. So that was fun. But yeah, he had this sick bar, man. I was like, yeah, give me that. Wow, that is in there. So check this out. It's got quite the mirror. That's probably the best view for you. So you got the clouds up top on the mirror finish, and then you got the dragon breathing fire. Sick, man. This case is nice too. Oh yeah. I forgot about it. Well, I didn't forget about it. I mean, it's Wednesday night. Everybody knows that Coited Rounds on Wednesday and Sundays, right? I mean, it's obvious. But yeah, of course, man. I slipped my mind. I apologize. The hardest part for me with your stream, man, is you guys are on the West Coast. Well, I mean, you might not be West Coast, right? But you're on that Western time, and I'm on the Eastern time. I work, and I get up at 5 a.m, man, every day. So it doesn't matter if I go to bed at 4. I'm up at 5. I catch this extra sleep, and occasionally on the weekends during the day or something, or fall asleep in somebody's stream. Like that happened to me the other night. I jumped up on Brad V's. He had open panel, and I did one race, and I passed out before the next round. I woke up after they had already skipped me. I was like, shit, I should just go to bed. So I just went to bed, man. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever, maybe once or twice, seen the end of your race, man. It's just so late/early for me. It's hard for me to stay up that late. I think I've won several times, and I've never been able to claim on your stream. But I mean, it's fun to pop in there, that's for sure. And why not throw your name on there just in case you stay awake. Yeah, but for me, it's challenging, especially with all the safety meetings, man. I mean, I have a lot of safety meetings in the evenings, and on the weekends. But anyways, let's get into it. I know what Kiko wants to see. What do you guys think, though? You like this bar, man? I think this thing's crazy. It's gonna be a nice deep stacker. I mean, I'm not getting rid of that. I don't know who. Well, yeah, let's take a look, actually. So it's Harry Potter, Mythical Creatures. I don't know really though. 200 mintage. I mean, that's all sweet and stuff, but I'll do some research because it doesn't really say who does it unless the symbol is supposed to explain that to me. I don't know. I'll have to look it up because I know I know obviously they got other bars, so I might have to start a collection. Although I don't like to pay premium, and this seems like a very premium piece. So who knows? We'll see. Maybe we'll just have to win some more off the Kentucky John. Either way, it's sick. All right, should I take a look at chat, see if I missed anything? You guys got to have to tag me if you really want me to see something because I'm not seeing enough. I mean, it's not like chat's flying, but I just don't look over enough. That's the problem. It strains my neck. I got to get a different setup at some point. I just never thought I would be actually like streaming like this. So, all right, I don't know where to get in with it. I guess we'll look at a little vintage. So here you got the A-Mark. I mean, everybody knows A-Mark. It's not serialized, but it's just a vintage A-Mark 10-ounce bar. It's got to have an A-Mark. That's how I feel. It's in the plastic. I didn't take it out, but this plastic's not doing anything for me, to be honest with you. I'd almost rather rip it out at this point, but here's a vintage that's outside of any plastic. I might have had this in a video recently. Wow. I mean, it's somewhat recently. I haven't been doing that long. But yeah, Johnson Matthey's. This one's serialized, even though it's very faint, 559299. So it's seen somebody may have been tossing around a little bit. No, I mean, it's seen some love. It's vintage. What do you expect? I'm totally fine with that. You might have lost a little bit, but nothing crazy. We'll do, you got your flag bar, 10 ouncer. Everybody loves the 1 ounce flag bar. I've got a 1 ounce flag bar. I also have a 10 ounce flag bar. So, and I may or may not have a 5 ounce flag bar. I'll show you in a minute. Maybe I should have started with the 5 ounces. Yeah, we can shift gears now. We'll do the segue. That'll be my segue into the 5s. We'll come back to the 10s. Well, there you go. There's the 5 ounce. So I've got them. I mean, there's probably like 100 grammer or a kilo of flag bar. I mean, I don't know. There might be. So I got a little Silvertown 5 ouncer here. Show you. I was actually selling one of these recently and nobody bid on it. Nobody wanted it. At least not what I was asking for it, I guess. I don't know. There's another vintage. I like it when you can just, Silvertown. I like them when you can just hold on to the metal. And I don't think there's anything better than feeling some silver from time to time. You can see this one's been around the block too. It's worn down a little. But that's what happens when they're outside the plastic, and that's why most people leave them in the plastic, I guess, But I also got the Tombstone. This one's toned up. Little silver nugget. That's cool. And then, you got a prospector in the lollipop. Although this is not like, this is not like your 84 prospector, right? I mean, this is different. This is a more modern prospector bar, but it's still cool. So he got a little mixture, I think, of both. All right, we'll go back into some 10s and we'll come back and, well, I guess based kind of with the size, you know, that's kind of why I like some of these other 10s, the small, chunky ones, man, because they're like the size of a 5. So for like size purposes, they don't seem like they take up less size than like these big ones, even though they're skinnier. You know, I don't know. There's something, I think somebody said with the compact 10 ounces. That's all I'm saying. So, and then I got another one of compact to show you. You know, with the Fleur-de-Lis. It's been around a while, you know, Fleur-de-Lis. And yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about this 5 ounce. You guys might be interested in this 5. Oh, Mrs. Coincre has made it in the house. Wow. Graced by excellence. What's up, Squirrel? Thanks for popping in, Michigander, showing the love. Yeah, y'all like the Tata, man. 5 ounce, 2014 Tata. Yeah. I think that's a good date, if memory serves. The 14. A little more expensive, I think, if I'm not wrong. Squirrels are real, man. I don't have any over here, believe it or not. Like, I've never seen a squirrel on my property ever. Chipmunks. I got like a little family of chipmunks. I don't mind them. They don't really do anything. Squirrels. I'm glad I don't have any squirrels. Just because of my garden. That's all. Just because of my garden. And soon to be. I could end up with squirrels though, man, because I'm planning on planting a bunch of nut trees, man. Yeah, chipmunks are super cute, man. And I haven't had a problem with chipmunk. I mean, there's certain breeds of squirrels, like the red ones, man. Those things are vicious. Yeah, squirrels will terrorize your garden, dude. I already have a bad enough time with birds. I have there may be like 1,000 birds that visit my property on a daily basis. It's crazy how many birds show up on my property. It's probably because I'm mostly surrounded by farmland and there's only trees every so often. My property has a decent amount of trees compared to the surrounding acreage around. So that could be it. I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sure why the birds like my property, but I'm going to get some barn cats soon, and that might help solve the abundance of birds. I don't mind birds, but I don't need 1,000 a day coming by here, man. You know, they're not too good on my garden either. You know, there's certain things they like to mess with. So, and I'm going to get a lot more fruit bushes and stuff too. So I'm planting some raspberry bushes this year, and last year I planted some other berries as well. So I'll be adding every year. Yeah, and the birds like the berries, and I want the berries, man. I do not want them to get my berries. So, and I don't want to have to put netting over everything. I will, but I don't want to have to. It's pretty windy around here too. So, all right, I got a few more 10s to show you. Got some variety of stuff. You know, I don't like this. I mean, I will stack the same thing like buffaloes because just for weight. But I do like a variety of stuff in my stack. So this is a nice little Royal Mint one. I sold Tony two-tone that 5 ouncer, man. I got to go back and buy the other one before it's gone. It's good. I'm missing the opportunity, I think. It's been a couple weeks, so. This is the NTR right here. This one's pretty nice. Oh, what's that? No, that's not what I paid for it. I wish. I did not pay $75. That's lot 75 because I bought this. Oh, where did I buy this? It could have been who does those auctions with the lot numbers? Man, can't think of the name. Auction Palooza, I think. Well, it's probably Auction Palooza. I'm attracting the lady stackers. I mean, there's a lot of lady stackers. I don't necessarily think I'm attracting them. I just think there's a lot of them out there. And, you know, I don't know. If I am, that's fine. It's all good. I mean, I'm most of them I think are married anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant, I believe. So, but yeah, hey, women in my chat, that's awesome. Because that's not what YouTube says. YouTube doesn't say like a lot of women watch my videos. So, but I mean, there's obviously more men, I think, in the community. But there's more and more women I'm seeing popping up. I like the lady stackers, man. They're all super nice. You're all really nice. And yeah, you gotta have an Engelhard, at least one. So I figured I'd show you one. You want to check it out? It's the C493695. So yeah. And then I actually recently did a trade for this 10 ouncer. I traded 10 ounces of halves, mostly half ounces, and a couple 1 ounce buffaloes for this. The other gentleman wanted fractional, and that's what we agreed upon, and he traded me, and I had no problem. I mean, it's hard to say who got the better deal, or if either of us did. Fractional carries a premium. You know, some could say the Asahi 10 ounce carries a premium. I don't know, does it? It might. They all kind of carry premiums to some extent, but I just pick them up when I can find them at a reasonable price most of the time. So I don't buy the premium stuff very often, as you guys mostly all know. So I have all the ladies. There's no way all the ladies in the whole community are in here. There's definitely not all of you in here. There's holy crap, I'm scrolling through. There are a lot of you. What's up, Shelby? 7 stacks. Nice to see you. How you doing, Sue? Jaji's in the house. Brown Sugar. Nice to see you, Brown Sugar. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of you in here. That is for sure. Or is that just the time of day and nobody else is on? I mean, what's up, Great Scott? Oh, that's right. I'm doing so much stuff. I'm forgetting to make people blue. So I want you, and then the other question, Great Scott, I got to ask you. I mean, other people in here probably know is, by making you all blue, are you all immediately able to go to each other's channels? Because I've been in chats where people are blue and you can't do that, and I want to make sure that is available in my chat. So you let me know how I can accomplish that if this doesn't automatically do that. Or if you can do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I made you one of my mod fathers. So anything you think you can do to help the cause, by all means, do it. I don't know what you can do as that level of a mod. I've never been that level of mod. I have no clue. You might not really be able to do much of anything. John Howe's in the house. Nice, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. I'm slowly adding you guys Smurf, but I'm not going to scroll back, so I'll let it roll. You'll have to say something if you're still gray, and I'll make you blue if I look over. So that was all. Well, it's not all the weight, but I've got a few other things I brought out. So I got one of the 4 ouncers. So these are nice. It's something different to have in the stack. You know, I don't have the COA or anything like that, or the box. So, but, you know. What's up, Philip the Board? I definitely don't mind the attention of anybody, especially the ladies. And the lady stackers, even better, you know. So, but, you know, I'm a little picky these days, man. It's like I had this joke running with one of my coworkers who has since moved on to another gig. But I kept telling her, I'm like, nah, because she kept asking me like about my love life and stuff. And I was like, I don't really date many people these days. And she's like, why is that? And I was like, man, it's like, it would be like Inquisition first date. Like, I have all these questions, and if you answer yes to any of them, it's over. Like, and there's a couple basic, like first three, like boom, and then I'm definitely walking out the door for sure. There are a couple more I could probably live with, but I mean, it's yeah, I don't know, man. I am who I am, so it's all good. So then, yeah, I got a 50 grand Geiger in the assay. Do they call these assays? I don't even know. Do they? Plastic case? I mean, I don't even know. I don't really care. I don't care if it's loosey goosey either, because I got like the 1 ouncer, just sitting in a flip. I don't care. Whatever. I mean, I guess it's worth more, supposedly. I guess if I sold it on the secondary market to somebody, they might pay me more for it. But that's right, Kiko. I'm gonna do me. So regardless, I'm doing me. So, yeah, I got a 100 grammer. Pull this out. So nice. That's the other thing. I don't understand how people price silver. It's crazy. I went into this one shop where literally, should I tell you? Should I really tell you? So, this is just an 18, right? I mean, it's still a kook, but it's just an 18. But I bought like 5 kooks, and they ranged in years, and some of them obviously are harder to get because Lee Fleming grabbed one of them, and Silver Bull grabbed 2, I believe, maybe 3. So I know if they needed them, people that collect them, they're probably worth a little bit extra. So I don't even know if I should tell you what I paid for this, but let's just say I got an insane deal on the Kookaburras, and even this, the guy thought that was a Kookaburra when he came back, because I asked him for Perth mint, and I was like, yeah, like kooks and koalas. So he brought a few koalas, but mostly kooks, and he thought that was a Kookaburra. So I got this for the same price as all the kooks as well. And dude, yeah, I know, Miss Coin Crew, but I think just some shop owners or workers or whoever's in charge of pricing don't know what the hell they're doing. For whatever reason, they're just not in touch with the market. Maybe, I don't know, but let me just say, the deal on this was crazy. And where was I going with it? Oh, so the other day I went back because I was going to get some more, but the guy wasn't there or whatever. Apparently the guy that could price them wasn't there, but they had some pamps, and they weren't just your, they were 1 ounce pamps, I'm pretty sure, based on the size of them. But they were just different. They weren't the Lady Fortunas. Both of them were a little bit different. What's up, Eagle? And I just asked the guy, I was like, well, what about these? Like, can you give me a price on these? And he's like, 45. And I was like, what the? Like, really? And he's like, he goes, Pamp's been around forever. And I'm like, just because something's been around forever doesn't mean it should have the highest value. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a 1 ounce pant bar. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not in touch with real pricing. Because if it's over a certain premium, I just walk away. Unless it's something that totally catches my eye, and I'm like, that's super cool. And then I kind of put my own premium on it because of collectability. It's like Disney stuff or Star Wars stuff or, whatever, Marvel, that kind of stuff. Like, you kind of know right away that it's going to carry a little bit of a premium, or at least hold its value for a decent amount of time because of that collectability that people are going to put on those specific brands, basically. And I guess that's maybe what he's doing with Pamp, but I don't get it because it's just freaking Pamp. Like, you walk down the street and ask somebody what a Pamp bar is, they ain't going to know what the fuck you're talking about. It's a little different with Disney and stuff, But yeah, I like this, man. I got this not that long ago. I won this, I think. Or no, I bought this. I think I bought it from Oregon. But, I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling if I don't hold on to this, there's a couple people I know that want this. Maybe they might already have it. I don't know. Who knows? You might still be able to get this. I don't know. I don't really research stuff. I just buy what I like and whatnot. I got this from I don't know. Was it Herman? I can't remember. I got this recently, but this is a Pioneer Gold and Silver, man. I like these little bars. I mean, it's such a tiny little 1 ounce. I like how small and how easily it is to tuck away or, you know, carry around with you. Then you want to bin what the prospector gold and silver, John? I mean, I may have a few more coming in soon, and if I do and I get this same one, because as far as my knowledge, and which isn't vast, because like I said, I don't really research stuff too much. I just don't have the time. I think there's only 3 different versions, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get rid of one and then end up, the Army. Yeah, John, I don't know if I want to sell that yet. I got to look and see what I paid for it, because I know I didn't pay what I normally pay. I know I would have to step up a little for that, because there's always competition for anything military, you know, in any stream. So I don't know. I'll have to look, John. You can always email me to remind me or bring it up the next time I see you, because it's in my stack. It's not out to be sold. I have certain stuff that I leave in a closer location, easier to access for stuff that I'm willing to get rid of. This stuff I had to dig for. So yeah, it's not. You're just gonna have to let me know. Oh, I bet. Eagles are ridiculous, but you know, I don't know. There's lots of different reasons you could say why that's going on. You know, I was in the coin shop. It was actually the coin shop where I got this stuff, right? The Kooks, the Perth Mint stuff. Wait, was it that shop? I don't know if it was that shop. I shouldn't say for certain it was that shop. No, it wasn't that. No, wait. I don't know, man. I go to a lot of shops. I don't know. Whatever. It was in a shop. And the guy specifically came in and bought one Silver Eagle. Like, literally walked in and the guy's like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Yep, I want an American Silver Eagle." One. Out of the 2, boom, took it, gone. Like, I mean, each his own, man. I mean, that's not what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to ask you how much they are. I'm not just going to, but that's probably his shop, right? Like, he probably knows the price. Well, he probably knows what they are over spot always. I mean, I don't know. Teach his own, man. I mean, there's something to be said about maybe having an American Silver Eagle. And that's why I bought all these junky ones, I guess, if that's what you want to call them, you know, off of one of my guys, because the had them priced at almost generic. So I snatched them up because, you know, whatever. They're still just American Silver Eagles. Can't go. I mean, I can dip them if I really wanted to. I don't care, though. They can stay dirty. It's like my constitutional, you know, that's how I look at that stack. It's just like constitutional. It's like having some Morgans, but they're just even, I don't know. Are they even more than Morgans? I don't know. Some Morgans are pricey. Especially you start talking CC. But anyways, you guys might have seen this video, but I found this deal on eBay for the 420 bars, man. I got 2 of them. Well, I mean, the set, right? The proof and the antique. So both 420 vintage. Hella cool sticker. I mean, I could pass it up for the price I got these for. Dude, I don't know. People are sleeping or something. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got that. Because I don't usually have that good a look on eBay. Like, occasionally I'll get something for probably undervalued, but most stuff sells overvalued. And I understand why. It's FeeBay, man. All the fees those people have to pay. You have some of these, Kiko? I mean, I'm looking to get more. I mean, I've been on the website. Let's put it that way. I may or may not have some stuff in the cart. So, it's tough for me to, to spend that money when I know I can get X amount of generic or, a chunker, So it's tough. It's everything in moderation, I guess. It's kind of the rule of thumb, maybe. I don't know. I have a hard time with certain things, and that's one of them, paying a premium. All right. Have a good one, Angel. I'll see you in the morning, probably on ITIS. They'll give me a discount if I contact them? Oh, I never thought about that. Which new release is out? Is it the, the one I really wanted was that Blob, man. Those things, it's like $150. So for that one, it's crazy. I mean, there's a different Blob one that's like 50 or 60, but the other one's crazy. Oh, the Buddha ones. Oh, you have the Buddha ones. I've seen the Buddha ones. I look on eBay all the time now for $420 and stuff. So I was like, if I got that deal on those, what else is sneaking through the cracks? But I haven't seen anything. I don't have a lot of time though to do that crap this time of year. Like if it was winter, it would be a different story. I'm not outside doing a bunch of garbage. Well, I shouldn't say garbage. Working on the land. So yeah, I got some other smaller stuff. Like this is a 2 ounce, I think 2 ouncer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I weighed this and it's 2. Cook Islands. Nothing special. It's got a bunch of scratches and stuff. But whatever. It's still 2 ounces. And I got this one where it's somebody dropped the hell out of this capsule, but whatever. It's still holding together. Oh, a little off camera. Bill Gibson's in the house. All right, this is a little easier now to tell who's new, or at least who hasn't said anything in a little bit. Because you're gray. It'll be harder now with all you being blue to see what's the new messages are. And then I got the Lion of England 2 ouncer. I don't usually get the kind of the middle denomination, so to speak. I don't know. Just it's like sometimes there's such a high premium on the 2 ounces, but you gotta snatch them up occasionally. A little reverse proof action. The dogs. Somebody will always want this coin just because it has dogs on it. Some things just never change, which is cool. Dogs are cool. I need to get a livestock guardian dog pretty soon. Well, I mean, I don't have to, but it would be good to have one, So, and then you get the Awakening. I don't know. I mean, I have mixed feelings about some of these Awakening things with the letter Q and stuff on them, but the premise of the Awakening, people do wake up. This is true. A lot of people are in mind control stages, I think, or brainwashed or what have you. What's up, Big Sky? Lisa Anderson's in the house. Sorry if I didn't say hi to somebody and they've been in here for a while. I apologize. I'm bad at that. I am bad at that. Even in regular streams, I'm bad at that. I end up looking at the screen instead of chatting so much. But a lot of times it's because I'm in an auction. I'm trying to see what the heck's up. So I think that's all show and tell I got, man. At least as far as what I pulled out. And I'm not pulling anything more out because it's too time consuming. So, yeah, I kind of figured you probably were, Lisa. You're probably in the discussion earlier about all the ladies being in the house. So I think I made you blue last week, and that's probably why your name didn't stand out. Jersey, what's going on, man? I apologize for last time I was live. You ended up having some live thing. I didn't know. I wish maybe you said something in chat and I didn't see it. I wish I would have known. I would have ended mine right away and told everybody to go over to your channel. because I mean I wasn't doing anything other than just talking nonsense. So yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to do something. Bear with me. Forgot I was supposed to do something at 4, so it's close enough. Simple enough. I mean, yeah, but you were doing something, man. You were celebrating or whatever, right? You had a gall or something. I mean, I don't even know why anybody would been in my stream if you had a gall. But I guess that just goes to show you that not everybody's chasing galls. But you'll have to watch my recap of this stream because all the bars and stuff. I mean, I can go over them again. It's only 4:15. I really don't have anything going on. I mean, I think Silver Keys is on at 6 my time, so like an hour and 45. I mean, I got to eat at some point, but I can eat at any time. Or I just don't eat. A lot of times I'll fast. I'll intermittent fast. So I can do that too. I can just do a water fast. It's cheaper that way, man, too. It's good for you. It's a win-win how I look at it, you know. So, but yeah, I was talking to some coworkers, or I was listening to some coworkers, I should say. Occasionally I'll say some stuff, but mostly I just listen to the gals talk. But I heard them say something because they were talking about basically some raise situations and stuff. I'm contracted, so I don't work specifically for cities. I'm contracted by them. So it's a little different for me. Most of them are unionized and stuff. But they're talking about like a number, and they said like $1,000, and I think one of the gals said something like that's like, or it was 500. She said something about half of that you spend a week in food, and I was like, where the hell are you shopping? What are you buying? Like, what? How big is your family? Like, that's crazy to me. I mean, I don't know. I dropped like 2,000 on half a cow and split it with my buddy. So I had $1,000 in a quarter of a cow, and I threw that in my freezer in the fall. And I mean, I haven't made a freaking dent, dude. Not a dent. And I eat. Don't get me wrong. I eat meat. And I mean, I don't eat crazy or anything, you know. But I do eat. But then again, I do fast occasionally. But I don't eat a ton of meat. You know, like if I thought a pound of ground, let's just say, that will probably be 3 meals for me, maybe 2. It depends upon what I'm making, and how hungry I am or how appealing it is. I guess some stuff I eat a little bit more of. Like when I make stuff with like Indian flavors, I'll tend to eat a little bit more of it a lot of times. It's because I love Indian spices. But I don't know, man. So I know a lot of people eat way more than that, right? But I don't eat like that, you know. I eat to live, not live to eat, so to speak. But I got to remember to eat. Yeah, occasionally I have to actually remember to eat. But I don't like to eat out. That's the other problem. So like when I drive into Metro Detroit for work 5 days a week, if I don't bring something to eat, I usually don't eat, because I don't know. I'm just one of those people. I like to know what's in my food. I don't trust a lot of restaurants. I've worked in the restaurant business when I was in my teens and 20s. I know what goes on in the backs of restaurants, so, and product wise, I know it's hard to make a living in the restaurant business. So you're obviously not buying, high quality food, in my opinion. I mean, there might be some, don't get me wrong, like your high end restaurants might be buying really high end food. Okay, that could be true. And you can find some really good organic restaurants and farm to table and stuff like that. Yeah. But in Metro Detroit, no, are you freaking kidding me? No. I mean, maybe in downtown Detroit, there might be a couple high-end restaurants, right? And there might be a few mixed in the suburbs, but you're not going there for lunch when you're working. I only get a half an hour most of the days where I work. Occasionally it's an hour lunch, but usually it's a half an hour lunch, right? So no, people are too accustomed to fast food and stuff and quick meals. I can't do it. Occasionally, yeah, I'll go hit up like a Mexican food truck and grab a burrito, right? Because it's at that point, it's not that bad. That's how I look at it. But I don't do that very often because then I look at it as like, that's $10 burrito, man. That's, I can almost buy half an ounce of silver. At least a third. So yeah, I don't know, man. I equate everything to silver and gold most of the time. So if I don't have to buy it, I try not to buy it. So, and the same thing with food. I'm the same way with food. It's just, damn, Jaji, I thought I turned you up to a mom. Missed you. Or it didn't take. Never know with this computer. All right. Caught you that time. Richard Metcalf's in the house. You're not blue there. All right, let's get you there. Yeah, how's the background sound? Is it too quiet? I turned it down almost all the way to the bottom, so I was afraid it was gonna be too loud. And it seemed, I mean, I can mess with it still, but on my phone, it's, yeah. I mean, some people don't need it for the money purposes, Kiko. That's partly it for me, but most of it's I just don't trust the food, man. It's the same reason I don't buy food at the grocery store very often. It's just, if I can't find it locally from somebody that made it, I can live without it. Is how I look at it. There's certain things you can't do that with, and I break down occasionally, like some ice cream or something. But for the most part, I live and die by that. It's the same reason. So one of the reasons my dad was like, the minute they were talking about going on a cruise next year for like the whole family vacay thing, my dad's like, yeah, Jay's probably not going to want to go because he doesn't know what's in the food. And yeah, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? It's a big part of it, man. Especially on a cruise. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. What the hell is that playing? 9 minutes behind is the video on my laptop. That's how bad my laptop is. The chat's totally good, but the damn video is always so far behind. Supreme Ginger Stacker. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Wow, did I just see an MLZB in the house? Oh, hey, MLZB. Since you're here and I mentioned it, you may have it. This is the one I have. That's the one I just got. You may have this one. I don't know. Do you have this one? Because, I sell just about everything I own for the most part. Well, at least anything with a premium, typically, I'm willing to sell to a rightful house. So I don't know. Do you have this one? You'll have to let me know. But 5,000 vintage. I didn't get a really great deal on it, I'll be honest with you. But with somebody like you, I'll sell it for what I paid for it. So yeah, there you go. Little Grogu being held by Mando. I'm assuming. I don't know. I just caught my eye. And I saw the vintage and I was like, all right, when's the next time I might see one of these in a local coin shop, So I bought it. Couldn't leave it there. Couldn't do it. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Oh, missed you. We're gonna give you some extra privileges in the house, MLZB. All right. So yeah, that was that. I thought it was a cool find. Gonzi is in the house. What's up, brother? So I've been saying, I'll say it again. If I get to 500 by, I don't know, I'll say like even December. What the? Oh, that's my laptop being stupid. Here we go. I will. I'll do a hot sauce, homemade fermented hot sauce giveaway. I'll give away, I don't know, multiple bottles. So, see y'all know. I don't know if that'll happen. I mean, it really doesn't matter if it happens. I don't, but if it does, that's what I'll do. I want to be a little different. And that's something I kind of take some pride in, is my fermented hot sauce. So, all right, well, I'll do a little bit of a recap for those that missed. We'll just we can start with some of the chunks, the heavy duty chunkers. You got 10 ounce. It's just some stuff I pulled out. Kiko had mentioned she wanted to see some of my 10 ounce bars, so I pulled out a few. Nice little Pioneer, still in the Atmex packaging. Fleur de Lis. Seriously, this computer is terrible. Well, it's not the computer. It's just my internet, but it's horrible. I'm really gonna have to, I think, invest, but I really don't want to do a 2-year commitment. I'm not good at that kind of commitment to something when fiber optic could come down the road next year. They keep saying it's in that 5-year COVID money plan. Don't get me started on that crap, but anyway. I just don't know, to be honest with you, if they're ever to come down my road. I just feel like they might just not come down my road, because the other company came down my road and they were supposed to be on the other side of the road because that's the other county, and they ran it on my side of the road, and then they told me I can't get their service because it was for the other county. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They put a pedestal in my freaking front yard. They put a pedestal at the corner of my property up on the road. And I said to him, like, then who the hell are you servicing with that pedestal that you put in there? You spent money, taxpayers' money, and put a pedestal on my property. I mean, it's in an easement. Don't get me wrong. I understand easements. I work with building departments and stuff every day. And I understand all those kind of codes and laws, because I used to work for utility companies as well in the past. So, but it's like, come on, dude. There's not another house within like 10 acres from my location. And the next one is on my side of the road. So you got to go even farther to get the other side. And the lines, they don't have a pedestal in their yard. That's all I'm saying is, like, I was so mad at this person, and I've called several times, and they're a bunch of idiots, and it drives me crazy, because the cornfield and soy fields are not going to order your damn service. It's almost like they don't want my money. Which I think is interesting. Like, you could be getting like $50 a month or whatever it is to get their service, from me. And I'd be fine to pay $50 if I had some good, reliable internet, because I'd be able to do a lot more. Which one's a cool bar? The last one I showed, the Engelhard? I mean, dude, this thing's got a hell of a premium. Now, there's different Engelhards, and it's not like I haven't actually researched this one. I don't care enough to do that because I'm not going to sell it. But there's different Engelhards, and each one's going to carry a different premium. Some carry more than others, but typically on like most Engelhard 10 ounces, you're probably paying like around $330 in today's market, which obviously changes from day to day, but I mean, you typically, what's up, SGT? I highly doubt I paid that because I don't usually do that. I guarantee you I did. I don't even remember where I bought that, when I bought that. I don't recall whatsoever, but I guarantee you I didn't pay $330 for it, or even that high of a premium when I bought it, and if spot was way lower. So this, I think this was the one, right? They had the lot number on it, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think I got this off of Auction Palooza. But yeah, the Royal Mint. This one's pretty cool. It's got the case. It's the only 10 ouncer I think I have that has a case, to be honest with you. And then I got the Asahi. This was a trade. Christian Collard. Yeah, that's who it was. Christian Collard and I gave him 10 ounces worth of fractional. Well, I mean, there was like, I think four ounces that were 1 ounce buffaloes, and the rest were half ounce rounds. He wanted some fractional. He needed some fractional. He was asking in somebody's stream if anybody was willing to do the trade, and I was like, sure. And then back and forth through email, because I only had so many halves, and I didn't really want to give up quarters because then the premium starts going up even more, and I didn't really know what 10 ounces he had, so I didn't want to get crushed in the deal, so to speak. But I think everything was fair. I think it worked out fair. I think both of us were happy with what we did, so that's all that matters. What's up, Angry? How you doing, bro? So I think that's all that matters, right? As long as everybody's fair, it really doesn't matter. Like, let's say I had more invested than he did, because he could have got his bar like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, who knows? But what I'm saying is, like, we were both happy with the situation, so that's all that really matters. So, because the 10 ounce could ends up being worth more in the long run. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So yeah, NTR is pretty cool. I think, I don't know. This might have been a bar that I got off of Oregon while I was driving. Like, holy shit, I should not have been doing that. Yeah. But I was driving home from work and I had his stream on, and my car's a 2018. Okay. It's a hybrid, so it gets a little bit better gas mileage occasionally than if it wasn't, because it's a 7-seater, all 4-wheel drive SUV, so it's heavy as hell. It normally wouldn't get good gas mileage, but I get mid-20s most of the time because of the hybrid on it. Helps a little bit. So, but I got it used and stuff, so I didn't really pay for the hybrid portion of it. But anyways, that being said, where was I even going with this? Oh, so I'm driving back, and I don't even have Bluetooth. The Bluetooth works for phone calls in the car, but it's such old technology because it's 15 years old. It doesn't do it anything other than that. Like, even music, I have to plug into the auxiliary with my phone to play music off my phone through my car. So that's how I like listen to streams a lot of times, or I'll put my headphones in. But anyways, I'm driving down and I'm listening to them, and then I hear 10 ounce come up right on his function. And I'm like, fuck. I was actually on the country roads, at least. I wasn't on the expressway any longer. But I just waited, because I was like, if I bid, I probably won't even be able to get another bid in. Like, who knows if I'm even going to be able to get this sniping. So I just waited, and I sniped it the last second I won it. But I don't suggest you doing that while you drive. It's not the safest thing to do. But I did it. I normally don't do those things. But yeah, that 10 ounce bar, I wasn't even watching. I just sniped it. So yeah, I got a little chunker Fleur de Lis. And then, yeah, a little Pioneer chunker. And then I had some 5s as well. So I think I showed that earlier. Where did I? Oh, I still had a couple 10s. I got the A-Mark. I think everybody's stack needs an A-Mark. And also, I think you got to have Engelhard. And I would say Geiger too, which, to be honest with you, I don't have a 10 ounce Geiger or anything heavier. I'm remedying that situation shortly from one of my local coin shops. He doesn't leave the stuff out, so I don't think he's going to sell it anytime soon. What's up, Cap? He's got, dude, if memory serves, it's been a while since he showed it to me, but I'm pretty sure he has an old Geiger 10 ounce stacker bar. Did they make those? I feel like they did. And I feel like that's what I remember. Or was it Engelhard stacker? I thought it was a Geiger, man. I don't know. I need to get one, but maybe I'm not thinking right. Maybe it is Engelhard that I'm thinking of. Whatever. But yeah, I don't have a 10 ounce Geiger. I got a 50 grammer. I think that's the heaviest I have. They get pricey, man. So, but yeah, I got the 10 ounce flag. Everybody likes the flag bar, man. And then I got the 5 ounce. And then I got the 1 ounce. But the 1 ounce I have isn't the same back. So I don't have the proper 1 ounce. I need to still find that. Because I've got I think I only have the engravable backs. I mean, I got a couple sitting right here. I mean, there's 3 right there in the lollipop. But I got one in my. Remember, I'm pretty sure it's the engravable back. I think they made the ones. You never seen Engelhard or Geiger Stacker? Interesting, SGT. I'm pretty sure it's one of those two. Because what else could it be? I mean, I know it could be other things, but I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure it was one of those. It might have been Engelhard. Yeah, angry. I don't even remember where I got that. I think I found it locally in a pawn shop. And they didn't even have a premium on it. They were literally selling it at generic. So, I mean, anytime you're going to show me a 10 ounce at generic that I know has at least a slight premium on it, I'm going to buy it if I have the money on me. The problem is then I can't buy a bunch of 1 ouncers, you know, so. And the 1 ouncers I need for when I actually need to sell to get cash to pay something. I mean, I guess I could sell the 10s, but it seems harder. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's less people that got that kind of a lot more money to drop on one thing at one time. I mean, trust me, I know there's me's and you's and whatnot around, but it just seems like the 1 ouncers, they're easier to get rid of. You know, you can race them, or I guess you can race the 10 ouncers too, but you know, I don't know. Just seems easier. More affordable or attainable for people, I guess, so to speak. So, and then I've got other 5s that I had brought out. Just, you know, nothing super special with the Silvertown, or gotta have some vintage. And then I think the newer Prospector, I can't remember where I picked this up, but I mean, I like bars, so anytime I have the opportunity to pick up a bar, I tend to do it. But yeah, that's a killer 10 ouncer right there. Gotta have a JM in your stack too. Don't sleep on the JMs. And then yeah, a little 100 grammer, Royal Mint. Everybody likes the Tata 5 ouncers. I don't remember where I bought this. I bought it off of one of the coin community months ago. This thing is in amazing shape. It's 2014, which I thought somebody says the harder date or less mintage. I can't remember what I paid, but I don't care. I'm not selling it. So I'm hanging on to that. I figure one of my nieces at some point, you know, when this ends up being theirs, my nieces and nephews, one of my nieces is going to snatch. There's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight over this if I don't get another one. I'm in search of another one at a good deal. Don't have to do the same year. They won't know the difference. Well, maybe they will. You never know. I'm slowly trying to get them into being interested. What's up, MJ? Thanks for popping over. So, yeah, that's the plan now is they're getting silver for everything now. I mean, I'll try to do half and half so they don't get mad at me, so to speak. It's because a couple of them are still kind of young. You know, they like their toys and clothes and whatnot. So it's hard to get them interested in silver, but I'm just probably going to do it. I know my brother will be smart enough to stash it away, hang on to it somewhere safe. I mean, my sister-in-law would probably do it anyways, but so, yeah. I don't have much else, guys. I didn't go over everything, but got the 4 ounce bill in the case. Oh yeah, I had a Tombstone 5 ouncer as well that I had brought out. It's a little something different, you know, right? I don't really normally buy a lot of toned stuff. I mean, if it's already toned, I don't really care. and so that was the situation with that. I don't know if they toned it on purpose or not when I bought it. I have no idea. I don't even know how old it is. I know it's Scottsdale, but it's probably, does it have a date on this? No, it's probably not very old. But yeah, and then I got a few in betweens, the 2 ounces, which I don't usually buy, but occasionally I find good deals. You like the tone? Yeah, I mean, some people do. I actually was in one of my local coin shops last week, and they had a tone Morgan round. Okay, so it's just a Morgan round. It's just generic silver, right? Normally in that shop, his generic silver is like $3.50 over spot. Okay. So let's just say it was roughly $23.50 that day. So he would have been at like 27. He put a premium on that round, that Morgan round, because it was toned. And when I say tone, I mean it was like rainbow tone. It was like, have you ever seen the M4 tone his coins? It looked like M4 had toned it. It wasn't a natural tone at all. And I was just like, so why is that extra? Because it's tone? I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with toning. I just don't know why you would put extra value on. I mean, I guess because somebody did the work to tone it, so you're like paying like for the artist to do it, kind of like somebody pouring. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Teach his own. I'm not going to pay extra for it. Let's just put it that way. Somebody else might. I'm just not going to do it. And that's fine, right? I mean, we all like different things. That's one of the interesting things about collecting and why I don't really do it. I used to not do it. Is because, you never know. Like, some stuff ends up being fads and stuff. I mean, it's not going to have silver. Like, silver is always going to have the base value, right? And some stuff could continue to carry a premium. It might not, right? I mean, who knows? I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. I tell people this all the time when they ask me about their taxes on their properties. Like, a lot of people will call me and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a property in your city. What are the taxes going to be, the year after I purchase it? Because in Michigan, the state uncaps your taxes the year after because normally once you buy a property, the value you pay taxes on gets capped. In Michigan, it can only increase by a certain amount per year. And that started in 95 through, people voted on it. But yeah, so people call me because the following year it uncaps, meaning the cap comes off and the value comes up to meet the value the assessor had put on the property, which is always there. You just don't pay taxes on that normally, that value. It's more of really a fair market value for your property. It's not always perfect. It could be high, it could be low. Normally it's not high because people can fight it. And we try to get it more in line with the actual market. But, it can be significantly lower. You don't know, because we can only increase that by using certain ways of increasing it. So, yeah, they'll call me to get estimate, So, I don't know I can't remember where I was going with that whole conversation now. This is what happens when I have safety meetings. I gotta start writing stuff down, like what I'm talking about, because I ended up straying off. It's a habit that I picked up from my family. So I can't remember now. You guys can remind me, but it's not that big of a deal, probably. So 4:40. I can't even believe I've been on that long. You all crazy for hanging out in here. I'm actually getting subscribers from this. How are you guys finding me? It's just I'd be really interested in how people. I mean, I understand how like Jaji just subscribed recently. I see Jaji around quite a bit. I mean, I guess I see y'all around quite a bit, but It's just interesting. Like Zuki play, hey man, how are you doing? Silver for the win. Hey, there's nothing wrong with some silver, man. I don't know though. Is it silver for the win, or you got to add some gold in there? I mean, I don't know, man. I am the gold sniping farmer. I do like my silver, though. I did start off YouTube as the silver stacking farmer, but then I was sniping gold on Coin Crew quite often. That me, if you guys know me, me, he's like, dude, they need to start calling you the gold stacking farmer. And then MLZB started calling me started saying I was sniping his gold, because I was in the same auction as him sometimes, and I was sniping and stealing the gold from him. So then I was like, I'm going to marry all this information together and call myself the gold sniping farmer. So there's a lot of silver stacking and silver this and stacking that I also was like, my name keeps getting lost in the mix. So this stands out a little bit more, I think, too. But I gotta leave the farmer in there. But the funny thing is, some of you all might not know this. I'm not really a farmer. Some of you probably have figured this out, but I think I've been in some streams and some people ask me certain questions or make certain comments or whatever, and I think they actually think I'm a actual farmer of lots of acreage, like industrial farmer. I'm definitely not an industrial farmer. It's more of a nickname my family gave me when I moved out into farmland from the suburbs. They started calling me a farmer. I mean, I do have a pretty large garden for a single person. I have a roughly 2,000 square foot garden. So, I guess theoretically it's quite a big plot for one person, but it's not. I mean, I think it's small. I'm on 5 acres and I'm planning, and this 2,000 square foot garden was established by the previous owners or the owners before that. I'm not really 100% sure how long it's been there, but at least it's been there, at least I think 10 years in that location. But it's so far away. It's like the front of it is like 200 feet from my house, and the back of it's like, it's like 60 feet long. So I have like 300 foot of hose just to get out there for irrigation, because they didn't even put any irrigation out there, man. So it's not like I've studied permaculture, so it doesn't make any sense to have your garden that far away, man. It's stupid. It's dumb. At least that kind of garden, now, like, because it's the only garden. Now, if I did like raised beds or something closer to my house, which I'm planning on doing, then it can become a different kind of garden, one where you don't have to go out to daily, right? Like you could do your corn out there, or your potatoes and things like that you don't have to visit on a daily basis. But being that it's the only garden on the property, when I moved in the fall one year, and I was planning on building some raised garden beds, but it just didn't end up working out. I had other stuff I ended up doing. Time is the biggest issue with me, being a one-man band on 5. Yeah, I mean, with 6 acres on the mountains is fine, man. You don't need 6, right? Like, so it depends upon your slopage. Like, what degree slope are we talking about? And how big of a family do you have? Because you can like look at Justin Rhodes as an example on YouTube. Like, he's got quite a bit of acreage, but he only has so much that is usable, and he's adding a few acres here and there. But he's got a pretty big family, man. And I mean, they've got a lot of animals. So the more animals you have, the more pasture land you need. Like, I don't have a ton of animals yet, and I'm probably not going to get a ton of animals, because being a one-man band and working at 9 to 5, like, it's not that feasible to have a dairy cow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to have a dairy cow, but how feasible is that? Like, I already get up at 5 in the morning, man. You know how early I would have to get up if I had a dairy cow? And I'd have to milk it in the evening. Well, you wouldn't necessarily have to milk it in the evening, as long as you kept the calf on it. But they're a lot of work, man. and then you got to it's got to have a calf every year so you can keep it in milk. Dude, that's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Trust me, it's the ultimate plan. I'm gonna get some sheep before I get the cow, and the sheep are gonna be great because they're gonna be part lawnmower and end up being food, you know. And I love lamb. It's probably my favorite cut or favorite meat. I don't know if you can top it. Well, for me personally, I don't know if I can top it. It's really good. I mean, I guess there's different kinds. Each different breed of sheep kind of tastes a little bit different. So, but the ones I get locally, the lamb meat I get locally, I think is good. But it's not really the sheep I might raise. I don't know. There's a lot of. It's like I want to raise hair sheep for certain reasons, but there's also, that's the thing, is I don't know if I could raise hair sheep year round in Michigan. But if I had just lamb, it doesn't really matter if they're hair or wool. But if I end up doing husbandry and stuff and get my own sheep to breed, I might have to go wool in Michigan. I really don't want to. There's more maintenance. There's higher pesticides and stuff. I would rather go hair. So I'm gonna have to look into that. So yeah, permaculture there's a lot of good things about permaculture, for sure. I mean, the location of specific things on your property is in permaculture. It's so logical. It makes so much sense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want like basically a food forest. I want to walk out my back door, which will soon be through a greenhouse. Right now it's just a sunroom. And yeah, I want to and then I guess I have a few steps through the gravel or the drive area. And then, yeah, boom, I want to be right into food forest. So, but that's going to take a while. You know what they say about planting trees? You should have planted it 10 years ago. But the next best time is right now. So, you know, it just takes a while with trees. So, but I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime. I can't with my job. I have to start my career all over if I leave the state. So I'm pretty much stuck. What's up, Lee? I haven't had a chance to get back to the shop, see any other kooks they got, but it is a plan. I just have to figure out what day I can pull it off. So before I go on vacation, hopefully I can do that. Oh, you got the 2000? Yeah, man. No problem. I'm glad you got it safely. I'm glad you're happy. That's the thing. It's like, you know, you got what you wanted. I made a little bit. I didn't make a killing, but I don't need to make a killing. You know what I'm saying? I helped out somebody else in the community. If you wouldn't have bought it, I would have just deep stacked it. That's what I did that's what the plan is with the 18. This is the only kook out of I think the 5 I bought that I ended up being able to keep, because I got rid of 2 of the SB30 and you took 1, which is totally fine. Like I said, I'm going back anyways. They might have them, they might not. I really haven't started collecting, but they had this and I didn't even offer this up because I was like, you know, I might just start collecting the wedge tail. Although I think that's a worse rabbit hole. Nobody's answered that question. I've asked the question and nobody has answered it. How deep of a rabbit hole am I going to get myself into if I start collecting the wedge tailed? Like, is it worse than the kooks? Is it more pricey than the kooks? Because I know the kooks gets crazy. I've seen Mo win dropping like 75 plus on the kook. So I know they get pricey if Mo's doing it. Yeah, best time was 10 years ago for a tree. Yes. Second best time is right now. Yes. Yep. That's the thing about the trees, man. And depending upon your soil and stuff, it can be longer than 10. Depending upon what kind of tree it is, it definitely could be longer than 10. Depending upon what you're trying to get out of the tree, for sure. So, yeah, that's what I thought, Kiko. One of my coin shops has one in a case, like the Mando I have. I think he's asking 50. I think it's 50. He might be 60. I think it's 50. I have a feeling it's going to sit there, but I want to go buy it. I want it. He also has another one slabbed. I think MS70. It might be 69. I don't remember, so I'm not 100% sure. I can't really say. but I think it was a decent high grade, and he wanted 70 for that one. I can't remember what the years were on either one of them, but I know they go. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to go in there and check the years out again, do some research, and go back, and if they're a good price, I'm going to snatch them up. So Lee, what year do you need again? If you're still in here, Lee, because you said there was one more year you needed, right? Because my pricey coin shop I just saw today, he's got like 3 kooks pre-2000, but he's not cheap, man. I can't get him for the same price I got those other ones for. I'll tell you that. I'm paying basically full retail with them. I think he wants 45 a piece. I can't remember what years they were, but they're in the 90s. Like, I want to say 93, 94, and there was another one. I can't remember, and I might be off on the years, but I'm almost like I graduated high school in 93, so I can normally, when I see like certain dates, that I can equate to something, I don't forget them. I'm really good with numbers, but if I don't pay enough attention, then I don't remember. So you need 97, 98, 99. Okay, I actually have some in my deep stack as well, but I didn't really start collecting them, so to speak, that I might be willing to pull out and sell to you. And how are you? Oh, that's Joe. What's up, Joe? And I might be willing to sell to you or SV30 if you need them. I just can't remember what dates they are, but they're just like the coin shop. I'm pretty sure they're in the 90s, and they're in the square plastic. Those ones that you could break apart from the bit, they have a bunch of them stuck together. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And they're toned. The ones I have are definitely toned. I think the ones in the coin shop were toned too. My guess is those containers, those plastic containers, the coins toned easily in them. 02 to 07. Okay. I'll try to remember all that. I mean, I'm just going to grab, if I go back to that one coin shop that has the really good prices on Perth, I'm literally going to ask him to bring out everything that has Perth from Perth Mint. And then I'm going to say, what's the prices? Are they all the same? And if he says they're all the same, I'm going to go through them and I'm going to buy as much as I can of what I think people need, I want, or, is the most valuable. Like, that's how I'm going to do it. It's going to snatch it up, man. Kind of like what I did with the book. With the book, I snatched up, and I wasn't having any plans on selling anything out of this, but there were a couple dupes. So I did pull like 3 out of there that I'm going to sell. And then I think there might be a couple more in there I'm willing to probably part with, but I don't have them. So I didn't pull them out. So, but yeah, that book was a hell of a score. That's what I was saying earlier with Miss Coin Crew. And I mean, she owns a coin shop. I wasn't trying to insult her. I love Angel and Keith. They're awesome. And I'm planning on visiting them on the 24th, Saturday. And what I might do is ask them if I can go live. And they probably will have no problem with it. So, what I'm saying? Maybe they do. Maybe they don't want to show off their shop like that. I'll talk to them beforehand. Maybe I'll give them a call and ask them. Because it'll literally... I'm headed to that side of the state on the 24th of June, and I'll be like an hour and a half south of them. And they're leaving to go to Tulsa like the day after. So that's my only opportunity to check out their shop and say hi to them in person, at least for a while, right? So, and conveniently. So I'm just going to go straight there. I'm going to leave Saturday, and instead of going to the vacation house to meet the family, I'll leave even earlier, and I'll go up there, try to catch them maybe right when they open, because I don't think I can check into the house until 4. They probably open at 10, I'm guessing, on a Saturday. And I'll hang out with them for a little bit, and then maybe I'll hit some coin shops on the way down to the house. And then when I leave the house, I might hit some coin shop the following Saturday. I might hit some coin shops on the way back to my house, going a different route maybe. Because I could probably take several different routes. And if I'm going up to see them first, it's probably going to have me go a different way, possible. It's hard to say. But yeah, I mean, I don't, Lee, that place that has that Perth, man, I don't think they really understand the value of what they have, man. That's why I want to go back really quick and buy as much as I can before somebody figures it out. I don't know if they will, man, because it's like the one coin shop that I can get a couple of those 90s right now, and he wants like 45 for them a piece. He had that Samoa antiqued with the snake and like a figure 8 eating a man. He had that in with the buffaloes and sold that to me for generic. And his generic's higher than my other shop's generic, but when you're talking about something like that, I'm gonna buy it. You know, like I'm not, if I was gonna buy buffaloes, I'm not buying buffaloes at his shop because he's already pricing himself at like, I can get them for about $350 over spot normally. That's the cheapest I can typically get, like generic, so I can pick buffaloes up at that price. And his buffaloes will be at least $1.50 more. So why would I buy them from him? You know what I'm saying? Like I've bought stuff for him in the past. What's going on, Frostbite? When spot was like 20, his premiums were more reasonable. I don't know why it seemed, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just different stuff I was buying from him and I didn't notice. I don't know. It just seems like he's just following the herd online with like all the big bullion dealers. So whatever they're pricing stuff at, he prices it like $1 less, and he calls himself competitive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're competitive with the online market, but you're not competitive with the store that's literally 5 miles down the street where they're at $350 over spot. You know, now obviously he's got different kind of stuff and more of it because he doesn't sell it as often, right? He still buys and stuff from the public, but he doesn't sell as often because his prices are higher typically. And I think he also maybe occasionally he does. I think he claims that he buys most of his stuff online, and that's why he has to charge so much. But I know for a fact he buys stuff from people walking in the door because I see him do it all the time. When I'm in the shop, people come in occasionally and sell stuff to him. So I know he's buying stuff from people off the street too. So I mean, I get it. He's in there to make money. He's got overhead and whatnot and wants to retire and all that good jazz. I mean, he's got a second and he's got a house up north and whatnot. So I get it. I'm not dinging him. I'm just saying like that I'm not buying from him. Those kind of things. Like Kooks, yeah, maybe because that might be the only place I can find it. You know what I'm saying? I might pay a little bit more for certain things at his shop just because he's the only place that might have them. But, or I have to drive farther to get them. And then you add in gas money and he might be cheaper. So, like he's the only shop I know, at least out in a display, that has fractional Libertards. So if you guys need a Tata, you need a 10th ounce or a 20 ounce or a quarter ounce, let me know what year you need and I'll let you know if he has it. But I'll tell you right now, they're not cheap. Like you're going to be paying probably market. So if you want it and you need it that bad and you can't find it somewhere else, is what I'm saying. You let me know. I'll let you know what he's charging, and you know you're gonna have to pay shipping. But I'll sell it to you for what I pay for it. I have no problem with that. I'm gonna be in the shop anyways, you know. And the more crap I buy from them, hopefully the better deal I can get down the road on something, you know. So I just don't typically ask him for a deal because I hear what he says to people that walk in and ask him for a deal. I don't want to be that guy on the other end of that. You know, I'm building a relationship, paying what he's asking. I've asked him one time for a deal, one time. It was barely a deal. So he had a certain price on Eaglehards, and he has a bunch of 1 ounce Eaglehards. And I was like, would you, if I buy 3, will you give it to me for this price? And it was literally $2 less than what he was asking for 3. So it wasn't much off. You know what I'm saying? But it was a little, and that's the only time I've ever asked him for anything less than what he's asking, and he did it, but like I said, it was barely anything. But a lot of times he claims that his stuff is only like a quarter or whatever more, so depends on what it is, quarter to $1, something like that. But I mean, I hear that a lot from coin shops, which might be true. I don't know. It doesn't seem true though. Because how do you keep your lights on? You would have to have such turnover. Like I get it with my smaller shop where he's at like 350 over spot because he's got an online presence, so he does have an eBay store. I don't know what the store is, to be honest with you. I'd love to see what his prices are actually online. But he's got a gal that works for him that does the eBay store, and then he's got his store, and he turns and burns, man. I guarantee you that guy's only making like $1 a coin because he's only 350 over spot. And if he's not giving somebody probably at least 250 over spot, they're probably not selling to him, is my guess. And I know he's all about turnover because I've gotten some premium stuff for him at really low prices. So, and he's really low on gold price too. He's usually, I think, I don't know if the math is 100% correct, but I think he's like usually about 10% over melt on his gold. So but he never usually has any gold unless it's like an ounce, because if he's got fractional gold, people like me walk in there and we buy it, you know. Spraying weeds? What? You know what a weed is, man. A weed is just a plant in a location that you don't want it in. That is all a weed is. It's still just a plant, dude. I know there's a lot of good weeds out there. It depends on where you're living. If you're living in suburbia land, don't eat the weeds. Do not eat the weeds. People spray. As you see, people they spray all kinds of toxic stuff on their yards. The yard is the biggest manipulation in the history of the world, in my opinion. The green yard. Like, what are you, like, you know how much time and money you all spent, maybe not you guys, but you know how much time and money people in general spend on maintaining their stupid yard. When I say stupid, I mean, because other than a dog or some kids, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Is it because you don't want dirt? Okay. Well, you could have natural grass like I have, you know, and you still cut it, but you don't have to fertilize. You don't have to weed it because a lot of it is weeds. Oh, spraying plants. Well, hopefully with good stuff like organic fertilizer or something. Or you spraying them to keep the bugs off, like you're using some kind of like soap and oil or something. Like that kind of stuff. I just don't even care, man. Like you should have seen last year, every single one of my brassica plants in my garden was completely destroyed, just devoured by bugs. They just killed all the brassicas. And if you guys know what brassica is, brassica family is your broccoli, your cabbage, your Brussels sprouts, those kind of things. That's your brassicas. And they just were I got nothing. But you know what? Everything else was fine. I didn't have a problem with anything else. Okay, I had a little bit of issue with some of my tomatoes with blossom end rot, but whatever. I had like 100 tomato plants, so I had plenty of tomatoes. It didn't matter. But yeah, nothing else had a problem, and I didn't spray anything. And I hardly even water my garden. I water it in the beginning, but I only water it for like a little bit because it's such a hassle, man. Without irrigation out there, in the morning I'll turn the water on and I'll go out there and I'll water a little bit down each row. But that's all the time. That's all I have time for. And I'm not going to water in the middle of the day or when I get home from work, because you're going to lose a lot in heat, in evaporation. And the other thing is, you don't really want your plants necessarily sitting in wet soil all night long. You know, it needs the time of the day to dry up a little bit. I mean, it's one thing if it rains, that's a little different, you know. So I don't overwater. I try not to. Keeping up with Jones. Yeah, but that's the thing, pizza guy, is somebody at some point convinced people to do that, because that wasn't natural, right? Like Bermuda grass, like sod, like people put in their yards, like that wasn't just a natural thing. The grass I have is a natural thing, you know? So somebody at some point manipulated people into doing that. And it's such a waste of money and time, man. And it's not good for the environment for you, because what I'm getting at is like dandelions. I mean, you can eat that entire plant. You can eat the whole plant. It is so good for you. Roots, everything, the whole thing, flower, all of it. And you don't want to eat it in suburbia land because all the spraying, all the chemicals have been put on the lawns all over the years. You don't want to eat that. But like out where I'm at, you can eat them. You know what I'm saying? So you have 9. Yeah. Oh, 100. Yeah. I mean, Zuki, I've got a 2,000 square foot garden for one person, and I don't like bare soil. So how I looked at it last year is I'm just filling this freaking garden, man. So I just filled the garden, and I'm not planting anything I don't want to eat. So I planted a lot of peppers and tomatoes and squash because I'm like, I'll eat those, man. I'll eat those all day long. I'll walk out to the garden, I'll pull a tomato, and I'll eat it like an apple. You know, some people don't do that. To each his own. It's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? But you got to plant what you like. Otherwise, you're not going to take care of the plant or the garden, you know, or you're not going to utilize what you get out of it. Now I'm slowly trying to add more things to my garden, but at the same time, I only have so much time. But you know, the chickens will eat anything, man. So it's like any extra food I have, it's going to them. It's not going to waste. I mean, or it's going to coworkers and family. I literally last year, I went in several times throughout the year and I worked in like 5 different cities, and I'd go into city halls with like 3 5-gallon buckets full of produce. I mean, typically it was peppers, tomatoes, and like zucchini and squash, because that's typically what I grow. Frank's Nurseries and Crafts. What's that about? Is that where you get? I don't know what that reference, Frank's Nurseries and Crafts references to, but whatever. I'm starting to get hungry. We have to eat a dinner. It's all the safety moves, man. Getting the munchies. Compost. Oh, do I compost everything? Yeah, I mean, the chickens is a compost. That's all they do. They eat it and they poop it out, man. What they don't eat, they scratch it and till into the ground. So yeah, they're just a compost. They're a garbage can, basically. The pig's the best garbage can, but the chicken's the second best garbage can. And I don't know if you could say the pig's the best because, okay, the pig will eat even moldy food, or you don't want to feed moldy food to your chicken. So there's definitely some benefits to the pig, and the pig will eat the dead chicken, right? So if you have a chicken die for whatever reason, you could feed it to the pig, okay? But you don't necessarily want to feed the chicken to the chicken, right? Because depending upon what it died from, the other chickens could end up getting it. I mean, the chickens will eat the chicken. I mean, you might want to prepare it a little different so it doesn't look like chicken, but they'll eat meat. I mean, they love protein. But the nice thing about the chicken is it'll till, right? It'll till for you. The pig kind of tills in a different way. The pig will till the land to bring up ancient seeds for grains and grasses, but it doesn't produce compost, so to speak, like the chicken will, because the pig will literally poop in the same place. Like, people think pigs are dirty, man, but they're pretty smart, man. I mean, they poop in the same place, dude. I mean, they're like us. That's not necessarily like us, like smart us. They'll only dirty or contaminate one area of their livable space. You know what I'm saying? It's like chickens, they're just pooping anywhere, man. It's like birds. Same with birds. It's like poop falls from the air and lands on you and stuff, because birds just poop anywhere, anytime they feel like it. Oh yeah. Oh, but that's the problem, is I don't know if I can do that, Jaji. I mean, where am I getting the dough? You know, because I don't make my own dough yet. I'm a one-man band. One time I said something to somebody one time about going to the farmer's market and buying my sourdough, and they're like, "You can make it." And I was like, "Yeah, I know I can make it, but you can. I only have so much time, man. You got to pick and choose your battles." Like, somebody one time said something like, I posted, I think it was on Telegram, because I'm not really on social media besides for YouTube now. But I'm on Telegram, but I'm not on it that much these days. But I think I posted a picture of like some kombucha I bought at Whole Foods, and I made some comment about it hitting the spot or something. They're like, you can make your own. I'm like, yeah, dude, I know I can make my own kombucha. I don't have time for that, man. Pick and choose your battles, dude. I don't drink a lot of it, especially anymore. I don't necessarily think there's a point probiotics like that, I think your stomach actually probably makes what you need. I think, don't get me wrong, I'll still occasionally eat or drink something that has probiotics in it, but I don't necessarily think you need all the supplements and stuff that people have gone crazy over with the probiotics. I think they've gone a little crazy. This is how you get your probiotics, man. You ferment some food and you eat the fermented food, and you got your probiotics. You know, so like my fermented hot sauce has got probiotics in it. It's fermented. You know, it's not super. I mean, it has a 10-day ferment. It's a decent length ferment, but it's just hot sauce, so you're not consuming a lot of it, right? You're just putting a little bit on typically. I guess some people go a little crazy with my hot sauce. I know one of my coworkers once went nuts and almost enjoyed the entire bottle in one sitting. But most people don't do that. But if you can ferment some like beets and carrots, cabbage, that's what your sauerkraut is. So that's what I highly suggest. And that's what a lot of things I do with my my extra produce out of the garden is. So I've got a dehydrator, and I've got a blender, so I'll dry stuff, grind it up, I'll blend stuff, I'll freeze stuff. Although the freeze space I like to typically leave for meat and maybe berries, which I don't have yet on my property in abundance, but hopefully that'll change over the next couple of years. I'm going to try to focus on some berries next year. So, but yeah, I'd love to be able to make my own sourdough, because then you can make your own dough for bread and stuff. It's just, I know you can substitute and make like what the cauliflower crust or do something like that. So there's other options, but I don't know. I'm not much of a baker. I like to cook, but I'm not much of a baker. Most of that stuff, I don't know. It just comes down to time, man. Making bread takes time. Kimchi. Yeah, I buy kimchi, man, because it's so good. Like I need to learn how to make it, because with all the peppers I grow, I can easily make some kimchi. I'm sure of it. But man, I get some good kimchi at Whole Foods. I'll tell you that. They got some good brands. But yeah, I love kimchi, man. Like what, Michigan grown tomatoes or any other state? What do you mean? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with any state growing tomato. I mean, certain tomatoes are probably going to do better in certain climates, but I don't think you can go wrong with. Oh, that's where we learned to fertilize everything from Frank's. Oh, so you work at Frank's, and you guys are fertilizing? Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. You work at Frank's, man? Do you get the hookup? Do they give you like free plant starts when shit doesn't sell towards the end of the season or something? Because like that's like me. I'm like adopt a plant over here, man. Like that's one of the things I did last year when I saw on like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist posts of people like giving away plant starts towards the end of the spring, because they didn't want them anymore. Nobody had bought them. I just went around and snatched them up and threw them in my garden. So I was like, I got 2,000 square feet. I got plenty of room. I can squeeze this in. I can squeeze that in. If it doesn't grow and dies, who cares? It was free. Yeah, sauerkraut straight from the crock. Yeah, I mean, anything's always going to be better if you made it or it's just fresh from somebody else that made it, right? Like anything at the store isn't going to be as good as something you made or somebody locally made or something like that, obviously, But you got, like I said, you got to pick your battles, man. I mean, I can only do so much, and especially now that I'm giving up more and more time to YouTube, which wasn't a thing last year for me. It's even more of a struggle. So I'm not willing to give up certain things. So what's going to end up happening is I probably just won't be on as much. Certain times of the year, I'm just not going to, or certain weeks, right? Like when the peppers come flush, you might not see me around YouTube that much. Some people have my number, so they can text to make sure I'm still alive and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably still pop in on off hours. Like I can't, Well, I don't know, man, because the off hours are the time when I can be actually making stuff, right? Because like, I was picking peppers in dark with a headlamp last year, several days. So who knows? But yeah, I mean, making like that hot sauce it's time consuming, man. I mean, you got to pick all the ingredients and or buy them if you didn't grow them or they didn't work out for you, and then you got to clean them, and then you got to prep them, because sometimes cleaning and prepping is a little bit different, right? Like the question is, and with my hot sauce, I leave all the seeds. I leave everything in there, man. If I cut off like the top stem part of the pepper, but the rest of the pepper goes in. I'm not spending the time to de-seed peppers because I don't care, and it's hotter that way. So I leave them all in, man, and I don't strain my sauce at the end either, like other people do. I don't care. So if you don't like it that way, ahead of time, that's how you're getting it. But I do have a very good blender. It is not a cheap blender. Most of the stuff I buy, I spend money on household appliances and stuff, with small appliances, because a lot of times you get what you pay for. So I've got a Vitamix. It's a professional series one. It was not cheap. It does a really good job. I didn't even actually notice any seeds in my sauce. I think that blender actually pulverized the seeds, which is crazy. But it's a good damn blender, man. And my juicer is expensive too. Like my niece asked me, like it's funny. I ahead of time for Christmas last year, because I used to just buy them whatever the heck I wanted to, and then as they got a little bit older, they I started giving them money because they wanted money instead. But I kind of went back last year because my niece, I don't know, man. This is something special between me and my niece. We have this bond. So I was like, I'm gonna get her a green stalk. It's gonna have to be a combo birthday Christmas gift because of the cost of these things. But I was like, I'm gonna get her one because I know she's going to enjoy it, and she can grow some of her own food. She'll dig it because she's planning on going into culinary school. And I was like, this will be good. So I bought it way ahead of time. And then before Christmas, she's like, I'd like a juicer for Christmas. And then I ended up texting her back, and I was like, I'm not going to get you a juicer because any juicer I buy for you is way too expensive. Like the juicer I bought was like $350. Like I can't do that. I can't swing that gift for you. I'm gonna apologize. You're gonna have to start off with something like my mom will get you, and then later on in life, you can buy yourself a nice juicer. But so I got it. So I got her that. But she enjoyed it. She planted it. My sister said everything's growing like crazy right now. So everything's working out well, so I'm excited to see what she gets out of that thing. She was weird. She's like, I'm gonna plant a bunch of herbs, and I was like, herbs, really? I was like, that's cool. You do you, but you just got a juicer. Why aren't you planting like mustard, a bunch of lettuces, kale, things that you can juice, like even some root crops. Why don't you grow some carrots and, like celery? Celery is really good in juice, things like that. But I don't know, man, to each his own. But that's what I'd be thinking, because you can grow a lot of lettuce and really quickly, and you can continue to grow that same head of lettuce as long as you don't chop the head off and you just take out our limbs and stuff, especially like certain heads of lettuces, not your standard iceberg, right? That's there's no nutrients in that plant anyways. Why would you grow that? But some red leaf or something like that, you can pick off some outer leaves and the thing will continue to grow year round. So you constantly be feeding that juicer. Now it does take a lot to produce much juice. And the benefit I have with the one that pulls out of the fiber material is I can throw that straight to the chickens, whereas she's just going to throw it out or put it down the garbage disposal because she lives in suburbs in a condo with my sister, and they don't have a compost. People are stupid, man. They don't compost stuff. They're just giving free stuff away. I wish I could go around and get all this stuff from people, but then again, I don't know what kind of food they're buying, so maybe I don't want their scraps. You know, you know what I'm saying? Although the chickens love scraps, if you could find a good source of food waste that's good food waste, like maybe like if you live near a Whole Foods or something like that, you get like the remnants of their salad bar every day, and any like produce that goes bad that they can't sell for human consumption anymore, which is still good. They just can't sell it for human consumption. All that can go right to the chickens. You could raise chickens on almost $0. There's people on YouTube doing it. One good one is Edible Acres. If you guys ever want to check that guy out, Edible Acres. He does everything on the cheap. He tries to recycle and reuse a lot of stuff. Tries not to buy anything. Tries to barter for stuff. Yeah, man. He's got a nursery, so he grows plants and sells plants. Mostly edible plants, right? That produce food. And he's in Ithaca, New York, so fairly decent, similar climate to me in southeastern Michigan. So I've actually purchased a few things from him in the past. I'm planning on trying to buy more stuff from him. What's up, Snoopy? But his stuff goes quick, man, because he's a small nursery. He's got a pretty decent YouTube following. People know about him. Like I've been watching other YouTube streams, and people mention like these homestead streams, and they're like, yeah, I got to buy more stuff from Edible Acres. And I'm like, damn, they know about Edible Acres too. Damn. Because it's getting harder and harder to buy certain things. They sell out so fast, man. People are just snatching up edible foods and seeds and stuff. It's getting crazy. Just subscribe to Edible Acres. That's cool if you did, man. That guy's cool. And his wife is super cool. She doesn't do very many videos. It's mostly him. But when she does them, a lot of times it's like recipes or stuff, food that she's making or how she's preparing certain plants or whatever as food. So yeah, they're cool. Yeah, he's all about the permaculture, man. He's got some really cool designs incorporated in his nursery. So he's on his house, I think, is on like 0.6 acres, so a little over half acre, I believe. But his parents have a little bit larger property, which he has a nursery on their property. He's got a nursery on his property. I think he's also slightly convinced his neighbor to do some cool stuff. So he's kind of like moved onto his neighbor's property. But yeah, there's that guy. That guy's cool. There's a lot of cool channels I just don't watch as much anymore, like the gardening channel with James Prigioni. He's in New Jersey. He's got a food forest on his 1/4 acre property where he grows lots of he's got lots of fruit trees, apples and peaches and pears and stuff like that. Edible Acres is more into the nut trees. It does a lot of fruit stuff too, but it's more goji, like the smaller bushes and stuff. I don't think he dives into too much of the bigger trees. Although he might. It's been a while since I watched him. It's not like I've seen probably every video he has out. But James Prigioni incorporates the food forest, like the fruit trees, with raised garden beds and stuff. Hydroponics, yeah. I mean, the only issue with it's right, you got to have the indoor space. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have the land, that's definitely something you could do. Although hydroponics not simple. There's a lot of moving parts to it, but you can incorporate the fish, and use their manure. But yeah, growing inside, you're more prone to like certain things like spider mites and things like that. That's the only issue with inside growing. But what a lot of people don't think about. And this is what I need to get my niece into, especially if she wants to be like a big time juicer, if that's the plan with why she got a juicer, is microgreens and sprouts, because they're the easiest things to grow. Even people that say they don't have a green thumb, dude, you can grow microgreens. You can grow sprouts. It's super easy. I mean, you can still get protein too, because you can sprout peas. You can do micro peas. So you can still get protein. So certain ones are easier than others, but like from start to finish, I think it's like a radish. I think is like the quickest microgreen, because it's like the fastest plant too. Like 7 to 10 days, you can get a full tray of microgreens, and the nutrients in microgreens is amazing. And you don't need soil, because the seed, well, okay, you need soil if you may need some kind of, you don't necessarily need soil, but you need more structure if you're doing like the peas, if you're doing the bigger seeds. But if you're doing just little seeds, like anything else, really, for the most part, like even broccoli, like anything like that, you can literally use like paper towel as your growing medium, because the plant actually pulls all the nutrients it needs from the seed itself, because all you're getting it to is when it hits the first true leaf, and then you cut it. You cut the whole tray out, like you whack it like with a machete. I mean, most people use scissors or a really, really sharp knife, but you cut it just above where the soil would be, which you can or not use soil. You don't have to. Like a lot of people use cocoa coir, which is just fiber from cocoa plants, or from coconuts, the fiber from the coconuts. So it's not real soil. And yeah, you can grow those, man. You can juice that. You can throw that. You can make salads out of that. Like, there's people that have had stage 4 cancer and went on a broccoli microgreen diet and have been living for like 9 months and still living and look good and healthy. The people say broccoli, actually, micro broccoli greens will actually cure cancer. I don't know how true it is, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. It's like anything good we don't know about. Yeah, mold's an issue. It's even with microgreens. That's why they say you bottom water. You never top water. Always bottom water. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, aquaponics is cool. It's actually kind of part of permaculture. It's just a different design. I don't know, man. I'm more land based, I guess, outside land based kind of thing, with the chickens and the garden and lamb, hopefully soon, and potentially pigs and beef down the road. So, but I would love to have a pond on my property, man, and have some bass. Oh God, that would be amazing, dude. It would be amazing. I was trying to find a property originally that had a big pond that was at least 12 feet deep where I could have some bass and stuff. But those properties went so freaking fast, man. So fast. Because there's not that many of them. That's the thing. Like, I could dig my own. I got 5 acres if I really wanted to. But, I mean, that'd be way down the road that I did something like that. That's nothing I'm planning on doing anytime soon. I'd have to figure out where I would want it. And then do I want to give up that pasture land for that pond? I don't know. Would I rather have bass or more lamb or pigs or cows? I mean, I don't know. Fish is good. I do like some fish. I don't eat it that often because I live in Michigan. You don't get a lot of good fresh fish in Michigan, so I don't really eat it. And then I also heard, I don't know how true that is, but I need to actually get the lowdown on that. I don't eat sushi that much anymore, but I used to eat it quite a bit. But it arrives on 1 day a week, man. In Michigan, at least, is what I've heard. So you don't want to eat. Let's say it comes in on Tuesday. You want to go to that sushi store on Wednesday. But then again, are you sure you're not eating the leftovers from last week, or are they into the new stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, That's where it's like relationship building. You build up that relationship with that owner, and then you might get the fresh stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the one reason why I don't eat out, dude. Or buy stuff from the grocery store. Did you? Some of y'all might not know this. Your egg at the grocery store could be as old as 9 months. It could be literally 9 months old, man. I can pull an egg out of the coop and put it on my counter. As long as I don't wash it, it'll sit on that counter for 9 months and be good. Now the quality of the nutrients in that egg are depreciating every day, but it'll be counter stable for 9 months. Well, yes and no, Kanzi. There's a lot of micronutrients that fish, you're getting from the fish poop. But no, seriously, Snoopy, if you don't wash the egg and you leave the outer coating on that protects the egg, 9 months on your counter. You do not have to put an egg in your fridge. Now, if it's been washed, you do, because it's lost that outer coating. Now, when I say washed, I mean washed. I don't mean like rinsed, well, maybe it depends upon the temperature and humidity in your house. I don't trust me. I don't let them sit that long. There's no way I'm going to do that because I know the nutrients are dropping anyways. I'd rather crack them and scramble them and give them back to the chickens. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they can potentially. Okay, let's use the word. They can potentially last 9 months. Stored on your counter. So a lot of it might deal with if it's getting direct light or how warm or the humidity. All those things could factor into it. That's definitely possible. It does, Snoopy. Most people water glass them to make them last a long time. Or if you got the money and you have a freeze dryer, like, oh my God, dude, I would love a freeze dryer. Like, if I could get a GoFundMe going to get me a freeze dryer, I would, but I can't do that. Like, come on. For a freeze dryer, I'm not needed that bad, But freeze dryers are awesome. I'd freeze dry just about everything. Turn it into a powder, mylar bag, oxygen absorber, boom. Lasts for like ever, basically. Well, not ever, but lasts for a long freaking time that way. Long time. Potentially I don't know, maybe 25 years, potentially. Oh yeah, but you're talking about like $2,500 for one of those things, man. They're not cheap, man. They are not cheap. I have a hard time, it's like I look at that and I'm like, that's like almost 1.5 ounces of gold. Damn, that's a lot. Shit. But yeah, I want one bad. Oh, you're talking about in the powder, Joji? Last for almost your lifetime? I wouldn't doubt it. Powders last for a long, long time now, right? That's what I'm going to do with all my extra peppers this year. I'm going to turn them into powders. And that's what I've almost been considering instead of, what's up, man? I almost missed you there. And Stuart, how are you doing? I was almost considering instead of selling fermented hot sauce to the community because most of y'all live a good distance away from me. And I shipped some to my brother and a friend of mine in California last year. And it was expensive, and there's no way I would want to charge that to anybody just for my hot sauce. Like, you can go buy some hot sauce probably or make your own, for that rate. Might as well just make your own. But if I turn stuff into powder, like my peppers, then I could sell my pepper powder. It's not the same as fermented hot sauce, but maybe it's the next best thing. I don't know. Well, kimchi is fermented, right? So Yeah. I mean, it's just sauerkraut with Chinese spices for the most part. That's all kimchi is. It's just a spicy sauerkraut, you know. I mean, because it's cabbage based, which is what sauerkraut is, right? Fermented cabbage is sauerkraut. You got the Pearl Harbor and the coin in the tin. Nice, nice. Hopefully you're satisfied, me. Hopefully you're happy with all of those. I'm glad they got to you safely. I've only had one issue with shipping, and I guess, supposedly, like, no, I've had more than one issue, I guess. Well, one wasn't my fault. One didn't get to the person, even though the tracking said it ended up in their mailbox, which means either somebody stole it out of their mailbox, which it doesn't sound like. It sounded like this person might have lived in like a place that has like a big multiple mailbox thing, and those are typically locked. So I don't know. He thinks the postal carrier stole it. I don't know what happened. I don't know. If I was a postal carrier, I don't know why I would scan it in as delivered and then steal it. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm not saying this person is lying. I totally believe their story, and it's not like they're asking me for anything, which I feel terrible that they didn't get what they paid for. Luckily, I think it was just one coin. It wasn't like a lot of stuff. Luckily, that sounds terrible. I guess it could have been worse, is what I should say. It still sucks regardless. How much in a 4-ounce bar, Herman? I know what I paid for it. I'm almost 100% sure I remember exactly what I paid for this thing. But I mentioned it, I think, when in a stream when you asked somebody else a question about a 4-ounce or if somebody had one. Shoot me an email, man. Maybe we do a trade. Because wait, wasn't there something just recently that I told you I was going to email you about or asked you to email me about that you had? Yeah, we can do a trade or something. Shoot me an email. I have no problem getting rid of it. I'm not in love with it. It's just, it's kind of cool, and FYI, there's significant toning on that side. Somebody must have been holding it on that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like finger oil toning to me. Just so you know, full disclosure, bro. Full disclosure. Some over there. I try to do that with everything. My camera's not the best because it's just an iPhone XR. But, I try to give the full disclosure as much as I can with stuff. Radish powder? Yeah, maybe. I'm not a super big fan of radishes, to be honest with you, Snoopy. I like them little slices in like certain salads and stuff to kind of give it a little bit of a kick, because it's kind of hard to put hot sauce on salad. Although I've done it. I usually eat salad dry. I'm not a fan of salad dressings. Although if I make my own salad dressing, yeah, I'll make my own salad dressing. Totally. I'll do vinaigrette dressing all day long. But I'm not gonna like store-bought or something. If that's my only option, I eat the salad dry. I've been doing that for I don't even know how many years I've been doing that. Maybe like 20 years. My family probably thinks I'm crazy, but I'll literally, because that's my only option unless I bring along my own salad dressing, or my sister made like maybe her own vinaigrette salad dressing for a specific salad. Otherwise, my mom just pulls the junk out of the fridge that she bought at the grocery store. So yeah, I just eat it dry. I don't even ask her. I don't even try to find any oil or vinegar or anything. I just eat it dry. Yeah, whatever, man. I'll eat leaves out of the garden when I'm out there. That's dry. Whatever. Like, I'll walk around my garden eating everything, man. That's when it's best, is when you just straight up pulled it. It's fresh. I can't believe I'm still alive. It's been like 2 hours, man. Oh, okay. I'm gonna end this within the next, at least in 5 minutes, because Silver Keys is on at 6. And I might jump up on, I don't know. I might jump up on there and maybe try to sell a couple things. I need a little bit of cash for the vacation coming up, because I want to hit some coin shops on that side of the state. So I definitely need to free up some cash to do that. So I'll probably go over there and do that. And I don't want to run over her anyways. So I'm assuming most of you all got another stream this evening that you'd like to be in, anyways, because I know later tonight you got what SC Stackers on, I believe. So is Golden Cash. I think Herman's going to be over there as well as Oregon, and then you've got Tupac and Quentin around. That is like in an hour. And like I said, Silver Keys. And I'm probably forgetting somebody else that's on. So I know there's a bunch going on this evening. And I'm just shooting the shit at this point. He still buries his batches for months. Buries what? Oh, to make his kimchi or something? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I'm sure the best kimchi you ever had was actually from where the recipe comes from. That would make a lot of that would make most sense. The best Mexican food I've ever had was in this little quaint little town in Mexico that does not, like, it's not even legal to put a resort in. So there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to literally rent people's houses and stuff if you stay there. So where my brother got married. So it was super cool, man. But the food there was, oh my God. And yeah, there's no fancy, like, there's no like chain restaurants either. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like straight up. Like, when you asked for a mojito, the bartender literally grabbed a glass, threw mint leaves in there, and started, it wasn't in the glass, right? It was in whatever the stone things are where you grind with the mallet or whatever. They would literally be doing that, mashing up the mint by hand before they put it in your drink and poured your drink. Like, they're literally sweating to make your drink. Like, oh my God, did they deserve a tip or what? You ain't getting that kind of mojito anywhere else, man. That was a good mojito. Yeah, I think that's what most people are doing, MJ. That's why it's like, I'm not going to be able to do these streams that often because normally I'm working and I'm not getting home until, you know, maybe I would have just got home 45, maybe an hour ago. But when I have the opportunity to come on right after SB30 or right after Great Scott and SB30 is not coming on, there's usually a gap those days. Like today, I would have been going over Paz, Silver Paz 22, and I wasn't planning on doing it. And I checked out his stream because it kept saying, it didn't say it was live at 3. And sometimes YouTube does that. So I jumped in his stream to check, and he wasn't live. He's waiting on something, some kind of part or something. He recently moved, and I think to reset up everything, he's waiting on something he needs in order to be able to go live, basically. So I don't know if it's software or hardware related, but it's one of the two, I think. I just can't remember what he said. But yeah, so that's why he's not live. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even have gone live. But why not, man, right? I get the watch hours up. You only need 3,000 now, supposedly. Because I'm almost halfway there with the subs, apparently, which is crazy to me. But yeah, we'll just say it'll either be a hot sauce giveaway or it'll be a pepper powder giveaway if I can get to 500 by December 1st. That's what I'm putting it on, because then I should have plenty of hot sauce or pepper powder by then ready to go. That's if everyone didn't clean me out. So I'll make sure I leave myself some. Like, I left myself 10 bottles of hot sauce that I made out of the 30 I made last year. I'm planning on upscaling that quite a bit because I got a lot of people that want it. And I want even more because 10 bottles, man. I mean, I have half left of each three bottles of 3 different flavors. And that's got to last me until basically my peppers come into bloom. That could be another couple months. It's hard to say. You never know. Just depends how quickly the pepper plants wake up and if they get good pollination and what I get. You never know. I planted some new ones this year, so I don't know. But I'm telling you, the pineapple ghost pepper, oh, That sounds so good. Although I know it doesn't taste like pineapple. Yeah, I wish it did. And that's what I might do. Like, because of the name of that specific pepper, I might make like a pineapple fermented hot sauce. It sounds awesome in my mind. It sounds so good, so good. I mean, I love anything grilled, pineapple grilled, and that's the thing. Like, so I'm thinking about it now too, that I like grilled pineapple, right? So I might have to grill the pineapple before I put it in to ferment it to make it, because I think it would even taste even better, especially if it had some smoky flavor to it. I'm really gonna have to work on that. Got a bunch of super seeds, reapers, Trinidad scorpion, ghost, and habanero. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even put habanero in that group. I mean, I had a lot of habaneros last year, and I know you might be talking about the super hot habanero, because I know there is actually I think there's a special habanero called the super hot habanero, and I don't know where that one ends on the Scovia scale compared to the other peppers you listed, but I can tell you the reapers, holy shit, the reapers. I wasn't able to, I didn't start any reapers this year. I didn't have any seeds, and I wasn't able to snatch up any. They sold out too quick from the few people I knew that were growing them. So I'm really mad at that, but it's all right. I've got different stuff this year that I didn't have before, like the pineapple super hot, not superior. Okay, gotcha. I mean, I love habanero. That was my base pepper last year. I used in my hot sauces, and it might still be my base pepper. I mean, there's just something about the habanero I really like. I think it's got the right amount of heat for me. It's not too crazy, and it's definitely not mild, right? Like, you can bring it. I brought it down a little bit by using mostly cayenne and a little habanero in one of my hot sauces for the people that weren't as crazy about the heat. It was still hot. Don't get me wrong. It was still hot, but it was nowhere near like the ones that I just went straight habanero with nothing else, to kind of put it down. But yeah, I think I even added some sweet peppers to the one with the cayenne, because I was like, there's going to be people that aren't going to be able to handle the heat that I want to put in there. But yeah, I think the pineapple ghost pepper with pineapple sounds good. I mean, I'm going to use my base ingredients, but I'll use a pineapple. And then I think I've got a sugar peach. I got the sugar peach out there as well. So I'm going to do a sugar peach with peach. Last year I did a peach habanero, so I'll do a peach sugar peach, probably, just because why not? The name is in there, even though it's not going to taste like peach to begin with. And then, yeah, those are just kind of some of the ideas. I'm just experimenting a little bit more this year. But the colors always change on me, because I always put a ton of cilantro. I'll probably put like a cup or two of cilantro. And that green will just mess with the color. Unfortunately, I wish it didn't, because I like like last year I had like a super bright red one, but then it wasn't as bright after the cilantro, but it was still red. And then I had like my peach one was like kind of this weird orangey color because of the cilantro. And then my mango one went like this weird green, like almost like a pukey green. Dude, it was fire, and it tasted amazing. But the color, as far as appetizing, the color wasn't the best. Let's put it that way. But I mean, it is what it is. It was a shade of green. But yeah, I'll play with it. Oh, I went over that 5 minutes I said I was going to do, and we're down to 9. All right, I'm closing her down. I appreciate you all for hanging out. Like I said, you got 10 minutes. Silver Keys will be on, and then a little bit later you got 10 minutes for Silver Keys. You've got just under an hour for coining around, and you got just under 3 hours for SC Stacker and Golden Cash. So I'll see you all around in the other streams this evening. Have a blessed evening, and thanks for popping in. I appreciate it once again. All right. See y'all.